Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, food insecurity in Evanston, what the community is doing to address it.
Plus, just how much sugar is hiding in your favorite drink, the campaign to cut it.
And breaking into new friendships, the NU community built on billiards.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Mila Branson.
And I'm Allison Miller. The City of Evanston's Strategic Housing Plan, also known as Housing for All, was adopted after being in the works for more than 2 years. NNN's Uma Morris was at the nearly 6-hour-long City Council meeting and has the latest.
Because I mentioned this during the last time you had a similar kind of soapbox episode.
Evanston City Council voted 7-2 to adopt Housing for All early this morning. The plan, in the works since late 2023. It aims to protect residents from displacement as well as preserve and create new affordable housing over the next decade, hoping to increase racial and income diversity in Evanston.
Right now in housing, what we have is we have a lot of demand and not enough supply. And so the outcome of that is that the price for housing is very high. What we're discussing today in this Evanston policy is creating more supply.
Council members discussed the plan for more than 3 hours, voting on the resolution just before 12:30 a.m. That's because they voted to debate 64 amendment proposals one by one. 50 of the amendments were submitted by Councilmember Claire Kelly last month.
Personally, think that going through these one at a time is ambitious.
After Councilmember Jonathan Yuzma proposed rejecting a group of amendments, Kelly called the majority bloc autocratic. Mayor Daniel Biss responded, saying the vote is actually democratic. By the end of the night,
with 7 voting in favor and 2 voting against, the motion carries, and Resolution 57-R-26 is adopted, as is the now many times amended Cities of Evanston Strategic Housing Plan, Housing for All.
Evanston resident Malika Gardner said she wished Housing for All would tackle gentrification head-on.
Not against new development at all. But I do believe that you should assist those who helped build this city, who have been here for a very long time.
I and the seventh board would welcome multi-unit homes.
During the public comment period, some residents said they supported the Housing for All plan, but not the amendments. Some encouraged council not to delay the vote any longer, and others warned council of the unintended consequences of Housing for All.
The unintended consequences is corporate landlords.
With voting complete, the city will now begin working to implement the plan. Uma Morris, Northwestern News Network.
Council members Davis and Kelly voted against the plan. NNN will continue to follow updates as the Housing for All plan is put into action.
Northwestern announced last week it is launching a new campaign to raise at least $625 million for scholarships and supplemental programs. Named after a line in Northwestern's alma mater, the Forever Shine campaign aims to support students from low and middle income backgrounds. According to the university, donations will help fund tuition for most undergraduate students whose families make under $150,000 per year, and allow most students whose families earn less than $70,000 per year to attend at, quote, no cost. As of April 30th, the university has already raised $251 million to fund student scholarships and experiences.
The City of Evanston recently hosted info sessions about a program aimed to support some of the city's most vulnerable community members. Our Michaela Rivera Porras has the story.
Today, I am at the Rubber Crown Community Center because the City of Evanston is hosting their second info session for the launching of their Guaranteed Income program, aimed at supporting over 100 families with small children and low-income seniors to receive a 6-month aid of $500.
To qualify, applicants must be Evanston residents with a household income at or below 185% of the federal poverty level, be a full-time guardian of a child in 2nd grade or younger, or be 55 years or older.
Both because of the data that we have and the populations that come to us and ask for help, our council decided these were the 2 populations that they wanted to receive funding.
Leipziger says the last 2 rounds of this program have been successful because of its flexibility.
We don't require that people come back and tell us exactly how they spent the money, but For the most part, people spend money on clothing, food, and rent.
Residents interested in applying had to attend an info session in person and bring a printed copy of their 2025 tax return to verify eligibility based on residency, income, age, and dependent care status.
The Guaranteed Income Program will be very useful for individuals, females like me, especially in Evanston, who are transitioning from obstacles that are random, whether you had a medical situation, or if you had any legal situations, or if you're a parent or have children that actually need an hardship era of relief. It's a program that allows you to do that and take care of your children.
All eligible applicants will be entered in a lottery on June 1st, 2026, and will be notified by the city if selected for the program.
And so our expectation is that this just helps 102 households for the next few months.
Micaela Rivera Porras, Northwestern News Network.
Thank you, Micaela, for that report. As I'm sure our student viewers noticed, a cyber attack hit InStructure last week, the parent company of Canvas, taking down the online learning platform used by NU and other schools and universities across the country. The hacking group Shiny Hunters claimed responsibility for the attack, which disrupted coursework and finals at several schools. In an update last night, InStructure shared they have reached an agreement with the hackers. InStructure says as part of that agreement, stolen data was returned and, quote, no InStructure customers will be extorted as a result of this incident, end quote. Here at Northwestern, Canvas came back online Saturday.
A Georgetown graduate with Evanston roots put the city's food access disparities at the center of her senior thesis. NNN's Raksha J. Kumar dives deeper into how food insecurity has shaped the city.
Evanston's history of redlining created staggering socioeconomic gaps between the city's wards. Georgetown graduate Chloe Hammock, who grew up in Evanston, wrote her thesis on infrastructural exclusion in Evanston.
Basically, I mean, it's kind of like how urban planning and like the development of a city contributes to health disparities. Not just disparities, but like either improves people's health status or can also negatively impact that.
In her thesis, Hammock highlighted an alarming rate of food inaccessibility. City data shows that over 94% of the historically Black Fifth Ward's residents live more than half a mile away from a large grocery store.
Everybody eats, everybody has to eat food. And so that not only would impact your nutrition, but also your well-being and connection with the broader community.
Hammock is not the only one focused on this issue. Heather Bublick, co-owner of Soul and Smoke, started a community fridge to increase food access in the Fifth Ward.
Most people right now are grocery shopping like at Walgreens. That's our nearest grocery store. Walking to Valley or walking to the Jewel on Green Bay, like our far walks, they're technically that's well met.
In the 1920s, the Fifth Ward did have multiple grocers, but Black-owned businesses struggled to stay open, widening the food access gap.
33% of our kids are on free public school lunches in Evanston, where we talk a lot about the diversity of Evanston, but that diversity comes in socioeconomic ways and not just, we have minorities here. There's, a real disparity in health outcomes, in wages, and in food access.
To help address food insecurity, the City of Evanston voted in 2023 to develop an urban farm. The contractor, Evanston Grows, will be planting at Elks Park in the 8th Ward starting in June. Raksha J. Kumar, Northwestern News Network.
For more information about the urban farm plans, you can visit evanstongrows.org. Coming up, we break down a Chicago soccer team's decision to stay on campus and play their next season at Northwestern Medicine Field.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
The Chicago Stars, a National Women's Soccer League team, are set to play their 2027 season at Northwestern Medicine Field at Martin Stadium. NNN's Dorasimi Benkole is here in studio with a breakdown of the team's decision to return to campus next year. Dorasimi?
That's right, Allison. For the past decade, the Chicago Stars have played at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview. The women's soccer team moved to Evanston for their 2026 season and plans to continue through 2027. Right here on Northwestern's campus. Part of the motivation for the move was that the former location was too far for many fans. The team initially planned to move to the newly renovated Ryan Field, which is set to open in October. However, some local Evanston politicians, such as 7th Ward Council member Periel Davis, and community members opposed this plan due to the possible impact a professional sports team playing next to residential areas may have on the community, including traffic congestion during games. In a statement from the Stars made in a news release, they said, quote, "After thoughtful consideration with Northwestern University and the desire to open the new Ryan Field in a phased approach out of consideration for its neighbors, at this time we will not be proceeding with our application for a unique use permit to play in Ryan Field," end quote. The Stars averaged less than 4,000 supporters in 2025 for standalone matches, the lowest in the league. But when the team played their home opener at Martin Stadium last year, over 10,000 supporters attended. Stars management has expressed hopes of having a long-term stadium one day. Chicago Stars officials as well as players have lobbied government officials for public stadium funding. Management intends to release details about a long-term stadium plan soon. Back to you, Allison.
Thanks, Dorasimi, for those details. The Chicago Stars will conclude their 2026 season in October and begin their next season in the spring of 2027.
May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and several student groups are celebrating. One group, the Korean American Student Association, put on a Netflix-themed performance last weekend. NNN's Grace Wong was there.
Singing, dancing, a guest hip-hop artist, and a Dillo Day artist announcement, all in CASA's Netflix-themed show. Dances to songs like Fashion by Cordis and No Doubt by Enhypen allowed students to show off talents their classmates don't normally see.
They're all students who are interested in, just showing their talents regardless. I think a lot of these students haven't been showcased before in the community.
Parodies of viral shows like K-pop Demon Hunters and Culinary Class Wars highlighted the global rise in popularity of Korean culture. According to research by Imperial, South Korean content is the most popular foreign content on Netflix.
There were a lot of Korean people here tonight, but there's also a lot of people that are not Korean. And I think that it's really cool that, so many people are so excited about things like these, just as much as we are.
May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. At Northwestern, around 18.3% of the student body is Asian. For many Korean students in CASA, the show is a way to include heritage in their Northwestern experience, whether that's singing K-pop or breaking boards with Taekwondo moves.
It was always really an important thing for me, for my college experience, to connect with my culture more and meet a lot of people that were also Korean and explore that more, because in North Carolina, I don't know as many Korean people.
During the show, CASA, the Chinese Student Association, and Mayfest Productions announced pop singer Tiffany Day as their surprise artist for Dillo Day. Korean hip-hop artist Wu Slime ended the eventful night with songs like Cardigan and Yudam.
It's always super fun because they pack the auditorium, and like I mentioned earlier, everyone's super energetic, and it's just a really great environment to perform in.
Filling Ryan Family Auditorium with cultural pride, Grace Wong, Northwestern News Network.
Even though the show is over, CASA is continuing the fun by co-sponsoring Tiffany Day, who will headline the brand new Borough stage at Dillo Day.
I don't think I've fully even processed it. It's when you go down the list of Pulitzer winners, it's all like the greatest writers of all time. So it's hard to really compute that.
That's Evanston author Daniel Kraus. He recently received one of the nation's top literary prizes. I got an up-close look at his achievement. Daniel Kraus knew something was up when he started getting unexpected text messages.
And they were all very cryptic. They were vague. They were just said, "Wow," and "dude," and I thought I had done something bad.
But after calling his editors, Krauss learned that it wasn't bad news at all. Instead, he had won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction.
This is not the kind of thing I ever really thought about. I just write books for fun, and I publish them because you sort of have to publish them to get paid.
Krauss, a Chicagoland resident for about 20 years, received the award for his 2025 book Angel Down. The story follows soldiers during World War I who meet a fallen angel, which leads them to a struggle over greed and paranoia.
This is truly a book that should win the Pulitzer Prize. Being a librarian, I know that book's never getting weeded from a library. Like, you win the Pulitzer, your book stays in the library forever.
Krauss, publishing over 30 books in 15 years.
I feel like it's a real privilege to be able to do this for a living. And so I owe it to treat it seriously, to treat it like a job and not like something where I have to have the right chair and the right cup of tea.
Bradford says Krauss's writing stands out by blurring the lines of traditional genres.
He is willing to take his idea and do it in his way.
And Krauss says this prize is another reason to keep going.
I want to approach every book as if it's the first time I'm writing a book and have that challenge be the thing that sort of sets the fire under me.
Krauss's next book, titled The Sixth Nick, will be published on June 23rd. If you want to read Krauss's work yourself, his books are available at the Evanston Public Library and local bookstores. Coming up, a campaign to reduce consumption of sugary drinks returns to the city of Evanston after 10 years.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. In less than 15 minutes, the Northwestern College Republicans will be hosting a talk with Patrick Deenan, the author of several books, including Why Liberalism Failed and Regime Change. NNN's Isabella Kung joins us live from Swift Hall, where the talk is about to start. Isabella?
Thank you so much, Allison. Behind me in Swift Hall 107, NU College Republicans is bringing in guest speaker Patrick Deenan. Deenan is an author and professor of political science at the University of Notre Dame. He's written many books, including Why Liberalism Failed, which is the topic of today's talk. Here I have president of the club, Clark. I was wondering, what are you most hoping students take away from today's talk?
I think from this talk in particular, Deenan can offer a fresh look at American politics, and I think one that sort of eschews the traditional associations of what's conservative and what's liberal. I think his view on what politics should be and the way politics have been proceeding for the past 50 years is something that I haven't really encountered before. So I'm excited for that, and I hope people can take away that more nuanced look.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Allison.
Thanks for those details, Isabella. Now, we are coming up on a big day for NU students.
And we have the news you've all been waiting for.
What will the weather be like for Dillo Day? Our chief meteorologist, Emmanuel Perez Martinez, is here now with the answer and a breakdown of the weather leading up.
Emmanuel, what can we expect?
Yeah, we have a beautiful week ahead, and the weather will be cooperating by the end of the weekend. So let's look at our forecast for now. Currently, we have a low pressure system over Wisconsin and a cold front to the west of us, which is allowing for those cloudy skies and those rainy conditions. But as this system moves eastward, the skies will clear up, leading up into our Wednesday day. Now, let's look at our 5-day forecast. Starting off on Wednesday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies with temperatures as high as 59 degrees. Thursday, clear skies with temperatures as high as 61. Then on Friday, those clouds return with some morning showers that could affect your morning commute. but then those conditions will clear out by the end of the day with temperatures pushing near the 70-degree mark. Then on Saturday, the day we all have been waiting for and the answer that you want to hear. What will the weather look like on Dillo Day? In 3 words, it'll be calm, comfortable, and dry. Throughout the entire day on Saturday, we're going to have cloudy skies with temperatures fluctuating between the 60 and 70-degree mark. So definitely a great day to be outside. Lastly, on Sunday, if you are recovering from Saturday, you may miss a warm beach day because temperatures will be as high as 82 with cloudy skies. So enjoy the warm weather, Wildcats.
Thanks, Emmanuel, for that breakdown.
Evanston was the muse for a Northwestern alum's film. NNN's Nina Bowen sat down with the creator to learn more about the process.
That's a wrap, everybody. That's a wrap. Yeah.
Northwestern and ETHS alum Nolan Robinson is in post-production of his newest work, Deadlift.
Deadlift, in and of itself, is a feature film, but I made this short film as a proof of concept to show people that there is a longer 2 hours behind it.
The film follows 2 strangers chatting at a bar over a spilled drink. They discuss grief, loss, and hope.
I knew that I wanted to create something that was based off of the few years right after I graduated from Northwestern, because it was a very transformative time. And when I think about transformation, I'm like, well, how can I share this with other people through something that we all understand, stories?
To create the film, Robinson talked to Northwestern alumni and friends. Those same types of conversations pushed him to dive into the media world back during his time as a theater major at Northwestern.
The entire point of us being together is to get the film made. Like, it might not look like how it looks in my head. Things might not happen the way I want them to happen, but just get it done.
Robinson filmed the project in Evanston in January, shifting his role on sets from assisting on projects in the past to now leading them.
Someone could be a computer science major and they want to create a movie. Who's stopping you? You know, someone can, be a journalist and also want to be an actor. What's stopping you? So I would say, very much so, the interdisciplinary nature of Northwestern really encouraged me to think about art in so many different avenues.
He hopes to hold a private screening in July before submitting to festivals and sending to producers. In addition to Deadlift, he is working on writing for the stage in a television series called The Daily, based off his time at Northwestern.
I will create something and, hopefully that performs really well and the world will be interested to see, okay, well, we're looking forward to seeing what he does next.
For Robinson, the most important thing to do is to keep creating. Nina Bowens, Northwestern News Network.
While the upcoming screening is private, Robinson hopes to bring the short film to the public within the year.
From coffee to crepes, this year's Spoonfest drew students to the 1838 lawn to share food and socialize. Northwestern's chapter of Spoon University, a publication centered around food and focused on college students, hosted their annual Spoonfest last Friday. The annual event brings local food vendors to campus, connecting students to Evanston's vibrant culinary scene, from favorites like Gotta Be Crepes and Soul and Smoke to Bloom and Brew Coffee Cart and even campus organizations. Students had the chance to enjoy time outdoors with friends while sharing food. For students, Spoonfest was a chance to learn more about all that Evanston has to offer. For more information on future Spoon events, check out their Instagram at spoon_NU.
2026 may be the new 2016 as the City of Evanston relaunches this 10-year-old health initiative. NNN's Chris Kim went to the kickoff event and has more on this campaign's comeback.
Evanston community members measured out just how much sugar is in everyday beverages on Saturday at Robert Crown Community Center.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that they load that much sugar in a, is that necessary? I don't think so.
That is one of the lessons pediatrician Dr. Lynn Shayab hopes to teach with the Rethink Your Drink campaign, a returning partnership between the City of Evanston and Endeavor Health from 2016.
They just wanted to do a community-wide health campaign. We haven't done one since the pandemic, and so they reached out to me just because it was so well received 10 years ago.
According to the CDC, sugar-sweetened beverages remain the largest source of added sugars in American diets. Dr. Shayab says cutting down on those beverages can decrease the risk of chronic health conditions like obesity and diabetes.
A lot of times when we ask people to make a health behavior change, there's a hardship, right? Like it costs a lot of money to eat healthy. This is something that actually saves people money and is very easy to do.
To further reinforce healthier drinking habits, the event also offered free water bottles alongside samples and recipes for infused waters.
I think it was good that we learned that there's other alternative options, like I said, than sodas.
This time around, Shayab is looking to send the message about sugar to the whole state. She and the city are working with the Illinois Health Department to share those resources for others to start their own Rethink Your Drink campaign.
Because we're bombarded by advertising for really unhealthy things. So how do we counter that advertising, right? And that's really to share the message as widely as we can.
Sweetening the deal on healthier drinking. Chris Kim, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Chris. You can visit the City of Evanston website to get access to the campaign toolkit yourself. Up next, an inside look at the Campus Club bridging community across majors, years, and even countries.
Ready, set, yellow.
Northwestern's Billiards Club queued up several pool tournaments last week. Our Philip Lamb checked out their spot in Norris to see how members are fostering community beyond competition.
This is where Shubha Chowdhury comes when he needs a break.
You get to see new people come in and enjoy the game, and over the course of time see them grow as players.
But billiards is more than just a weekly game for this postdoc student.
We are all playing to win, but we know how to lose with grace. That is also something that I think has helped me a lot in life in general.
Chowdhury has found a global community in the Norris Center Game Room, a space that brings nearly 50 people together.
People from everywhere, from every background, different majors.
And inspires Billiards Club President Moises Munoz when challenges come up.
We had like some of our master students having a hard time getting like visa problems or stuff like this. And a lot of it, they come down and they communicate with us.
Chowdhury says club members supported him when U.S. immigration policy made him turn down a teaching opportunity at Cambridge.
Had I gone to interview, I would not be able to come back in.
But he says he's grateful for this support system.
I know that they are not immigration attorneys. They cannot solve the situation. But just the fact that they were willing to just listen to what I was going through and be like, oh man, that's like, I'm so sorry that you're having to go through it.
Club Media Chair Daphne Chan hopes to draw in more people by highlighting this very camaraderie over competition.
And after they know, they wouldn't have like a misconception that, oh, the club's gonna be very intense.
It's quite the opposite, in fact.
These people make it feel like I also have a family away from my family.
Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Philip. Billiards Club meets on Thursdays starting at 7 p.m. Check out their Instagram page for more information.
And before we go, we want to remind you, Noticiero NNN Spanish language broadcast will be airing just after this tonight at 8.
Here with us to give a taste of what you can expect, Noticiero anchors Micah Sandy and Gabriela Amberher Medallu live in the newsroom.
Bienvenidos. We are so excited to welcome you to our first full-length Noticiero of the quarter.
We'll be breaking down the influencers influencing politics and the Housing for All vote.
We have stories that originated in Evanston, Chicago, all the way to Peru.
Can't wait to see you.
Nos vemos pronto.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. I'm Allison Miller.
And I'm Mila Branson. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 8 for Noticiero.